Hey everyone, this is our lesson on Law of Cosines. Law of Cosines is a tool that we're going to use to help us find missing pieces of certain triangles. But before we dive into that, we need to remember that when we're looking at a triangle and we see several labels on the sides and the angles, whatever we're given, we need to remember that sides match up or correspond to the angles across from them. The angles that are opposite from that side have a special relationship with that side. So in this triangle you can see little side B goes with angle B, A goes with angle A because that's across from little a, and C with C. So always keep that in mind as you're working through these. The law of cosines is listed here, and there are 3 variations. I'm going to talk to you about when to use them in just a minute, but I want you to see the formulas here. You can place your sides, your little letters that you see here, C, A, and B, in your triangle, in any of these arrangements. As long as one of your side angle matches or pairs that we just looked at are arranged in this way. If you notice all 3 of these formulas, I've got this C out front and cosine of big angle C here. And that should be the first and the last piece in your formula. So be careful about the arrangement here. This stuff in the middle is side links, the other side links in your triangle, the A, the B, and the same A and B here, the product of those. It doesn't matter what's on the sides, what's labeled, I just need to make sure I arrange it carefully in this way. Okay, when should we use it? If you know all 3 sides of a triangle, and by the way, you can use this for non-right triangles as well, so that's why it's helpful, and you want to find the angle. So in this situation here, I've got 3 sides, I want to find a missing angle, I can use law of cosines. Or when you know 2 sides and an included angle means it's the angle in between those 2 sides. So this one here, he's in between 12 and 14. If you know 2 sides and an included angle and you want to get the side opposite of that angle, you can use law of cosines in that situation also. Alright, so let's practice. Let's use the law of cosines, what we've just seen, set it up, and find the missing side of this triangle below. I can see that's here, and it looks to be the hypotenuse of this triangle. So let's check and see. So we are going to use, I'm going to just write one of the variations out here. It doesn't matter which one you use as long as you arrange the formula, as I said, in the correct way. The sides on your triangle need to be filled in correctly, whatever's sitting there. Okay, so I don't have an A, B, and C in this triangle, but I'm going to call C, little c, and uppercase C, these items here, because this is my pair, this is my match, this is the angle and side across from that angle. So I'm going to fill this in, and I'm going to put x out front. So I've got x squared, he's my little c, equals, now my A and my B are my other 2 sides, and I have those labeled 14 and 16. So 14 squared plus 16 squared, see what I'm doing here? Just filling those in, substituting those in for letters A and B, minus the product of 2 times A and B again, 14, 16. Okay, cosine of uppercase C, which is 115. I'm going to drop him there. Okay, so there's the setup. And I just want to make sure I have a match here. That side goes with that angle. Yes. Okay, so we will continue our calculations. So just be really careful in your calculator that you follow order of operations. And we're trying to solve for this x, this missing side. So eventually we want to get x isolated. That's how we solve for a variable, is to get it alone on one side of the equal sign. So let's see. I have 196 for that. 14 squared and 256 here. You can work along with me. 2 times 14 times 16. Actually, let's go ahead. Just go ahead and get that product there. Okay, 448 Just save some room. Cosine 115. Make sure your calculator is in a mode of degrees when you're working on these, sine, cosine, and tangent. Alright, so x squared equals. I'm going to leave that to you to type in. I have typed it in and have 641.33 approximately. Try not to round and take away decimal digits too much along the way until the very end. Alright, I have x squared equals this number. So to truly get x by itself, isolated, I need to take the square root, the opposite of x squared, of this number and have x equals around 25.32. And yours might look a tiny bit different, just depends on how you round along the way. But that is using the law of cosines to find one of our missing sides on our triangle. Hope this was helpful, and that was our lesson on law of cosines.